Great to have the whole family here as we celebrate Thanksgiving weekend together. So we decided to start this week's Explore Tulsa with a woman who's making Thanksgiving her mantra.
Then the real secrets in the broth.
Followed by spicing up Sand Springs.
Plus an idea resolution.
Hi there, I'm Stevie Fernandez.
And I'm Trish Whitmer. We hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving with your family.
I bet more people than ever watching the show this week.
Wait, why is that, Stevie?
Everyone's too full to move from the TV. My fingers got so bloated I couldn't even change the channels.
Well, it might also be because this week's show has very interesting guests, like Rhonda Bear, owner of Brews Coffee in Claremore.
Her story and the women she helps will definitely pull at your heartstrings and leave you with much to be thankful for.
17 years ago, I was sentenced to prison for drugs, and the hardest thing in that was knowing what I did to my children and my drug addiction, how I broke their hearts. I've been a drug addict since I was 12 years old, so drug addiction followed me my entire life. But the day that I knew I was going to prison, my little girl was 8 years old, and she looked at me and said, "I can't cry anymore, Mom, because I've cried so many times. Please don't leave me. Please don't go. But Mom, you always left, and I never knew when you were coming back or if you were coming back." She said, "I was always afraid you were going to die and leave me without a mom." And I saw the pain in her heart that I had caused her, and I knew I had to change. I had to change. I had to be a mom to my 2 sons and my daughter because they deserved a mom. And at that time, I didn't know how I was going to change, but I knew I was going to change. When I went to prison, I was determined I was going to come back different. So I got involved with some prison ministry and got involved with some volunteers that I connected with upon release. And they helped me grow into set goals and dreams and get my children back and graduate college and become a productive woman in society. And what I decided is I wanted to give that back to the other children in Oklahoma. I wanted to save kids like someone saved mine. And I thought, well, if I can save their moms, then I can save them. So 10 years ago, I opened houses. I started opening houses in Claremore, and I would house women that come out of prison, and I would mentor them, and I would set them up with mentors. As I grew in the housing, what I learned is I needed to create a second chance program for jobs. Because often when someone learns that a woman is a felon, they often refuse to hire her. And I thought, well, if I can let the community get to know her instead of just her criminal past, then she'll have a chance to grow economically, and that's going to benefit our children. Recently, the Department of Human Services did a study, and they determined that 70% of the children, out of that 28,000 that I gave you, 70% of those children will follow in their parents' footsteps to prison, unless there's some kind of cycle broken. Well, Brews Coffee House is a second chance program for women who have been previously incarcerated. I actually started with $300 and a vision, and we started in a flea market booth across the street. So we rented a booth. We got a good coffee bean, a coffee pot, a coffee grinder, and a couple of crock pots so that we can make homemade hot chocolate and homemade wassail. And that was where the dream started. And so for about a year, I tried to make it happen, but it was really becoming hard. And I thought, I can't do this. I'm going to probably have to close the doors. But then there were 5 women in our community that were retired principals and school teachers and professors at the college, and they came to me and they said, "Don't close your doors. we caught your vision, and we're going to help you help these women succeed. And that's really when Brews began to change. We have about 4,500 women in prison right now. We have about 28,000 children with an incarcerated parent in Oklahoma. And in order for that to change, the woman does need help. But the Department of Corrections can only do so much. And I think that's where it falls upon the heart of some of the people in the state to make a change. And that's what fell upon my heart. Well, I will tell you, we've been able to put 150 children back with their moms, over 150 actually, back with their moms. And we've had 111 women come through our program. And most of those women are still out of prison, still living in recovery, and still have their children back.
What an awesome way to start our Thanksgiving show. Rhonda is such a strong woman and great mentor.
To learn more about Rhonda and the programs she works with, visit shebrewscoffeehouse.org.
What I like most about her coffee is it pumped up the Explore Tulsa crew, full of energy, and they accomplished a lot that day.
Yeah, but when we got back to Tulsa, we were hungry all over again. So we made our next stop one of downtown's newest hotspots.
If you like ramen, you'll love Jinya Ramen Bar next when Explore Tulsa continues.
The box stores have come and gone, but Video Revolution is 35 years strong. Come see why. Video Revolution is the largest independent consumer electronics store in the region. For 35 years, we continue to have low prices and high customer service. Top brands like Sony, Samsung, LG, Yamaha, Sonos, Klipsch, and many more. Better than box stores in so many ways. Come experience the difference. The Video Revolution difference on the northwest corner of 71st and Lewis.
Hi, Dr. Robert Zellner here. For over 20 years, I've offered affordable, convenient eye care in Tulsa. Right now, you can get one pair of glasses or contact lenses starting at just $99, or my two-pair deal for $129. Hey, and as always, the eye exam's included. Walk-ins are always welcome. Glasses are ready in about an hour. Plus, we have over 2,000 frames to choose from. We're open 7 days a week. Come see why we're voted Tulsa's best. And our drive-thru at 69th and Memorial makes pickup simple and easy. For the best eye care value in Tulsa, Dr. Robert Zellner and Associates.
Hi again. It's great to have you with us for more Explore Tulsa on this long holiday weekend.
Oh, and after 3 or 4 leftover turkey sandwiches, I'm ready for a change of pace.
Yeah, 3 or 4? How about we try an amazing Japanese specialty that you'll only find at Dave's new restaurant, the Jinya Ramen Bar.
Usually when you go to an Asian concept that kind of looks nice, that like have fancy interiors and stuff, food is just kind of so-so, acceptable, but like for me, being originally from Asia, I know what it's supposed to taste like, and I was like, wow, this food really hits the spot, and with the concept, and when I was over there, 10 o'clock at night on a Wednesday night, raining outside, there was still people just flowing in, keep coming, and that's when I knew, hey, they got something good going on here. Jinya Ramen Bar is a concept that originates in the LA area, California. Was started by a Japanese chef who owns several restaurants in Tokyo. He moved there, and then sort of right in the ramen boom time, about 4 to 5 years ago. So concept's still relatively new, and just kind of took off from there. And it's one of the more well-known ramen shops out there, absolutely. And I just kind of came across the concept and just thought, like, wow, this is the concept just really impressed me. So the real Japanese ramen is quite complex and sophisticated. The different parts to it. There's the broth. We cook the broth from pork bones, chicken bones. It cooks for 2 days, 18 hours. So you got the bone broth, and you got different types of oil that gives it the aromatics. You got the flavoring agents, the tare, the sauce part that goes into it. So those three are the key parts of the broth. And then you got the noodles. You got different types of noodles, thin noodles, thick noodles. Just depending on what bowl you get, it comes kind of pre-configured to kind of taste the best with that type of broth. And then you got toppings, you got chicken, breast, char siu, pork chashu, which is like pork belly braised in like kind of sweeter side of the soy sauce, and just kind of really melt in your mouth. They braise it so long that it breaks down all the collagen and all that. So when it hits your tongue, it just kind of falls apart. Our best-selling one is the spicy chicken ramen. So there's chicken broth, real umami flavor in there. You got the chicken chashu with a little spicy to it, some bean sprouts, spicy bean sprouts, and then the spinach, little green onions. So that's our best-selling one. Is people just like it for some reason. I think Oklahomans in particular like chicken that's spicy. The other one that is the second most popular is our tonkotsu black. So that one's got the pork broth, like full pork broth, with all kinds of toppings in there. We got the pork chashu that was mentioned earlier. We got fried garlic chips, fried garlic onions. We got a little bit of the green onions. We got the nori on there, and then we top it off with they call it the black garlic oil, which is like the charred garlic oil and then pressed into liquid form. So that really gives it like that additional flavor profile. That's a Jinya bun. That's another one that's probably the most popular small plates that we have. Big chunk, thick chunk of pork belly that melts in your mouth, a little bit of mayo, cucumber, some veggies in there, and then kind of sandwich between the two layers of the buns. One of my servers call it like a kiss of an angel because it's so light and it's just so fluffy and melty at the same time. The food scene here was really becoming something, with all the maybe concept, local or whatnot. But I just thought that I can contribute to that, bringing some real authentic flavors from other parts of the world to people here in Tulsa. And I really thought that Tulsa was, metropolitan enough to appreciate something like that. And that's really proven to be the case. So we're coming up on our first anniversary here in December, and we're shopping along just fine. So I'm happy about that.
My daughter-in-law picked out that spot for us, and I'm a picky eater. At first, I was a little hesitant, but I'm here to tell you that Dave has an amazing lineup of delicious food.
If you're ready for a break from turkey, look for jinya-ramenbar.com to learn more.
I wonder if Dave gets any of his broth spices from the OkieSpice and Trade Co in Sand Springs.
Well, there's only one way to find out. We'll ask Steve and Kim when we stop in at their place next with more Explore Tulsa.
Sony and Video Revolution take you there. From space travel to world championships. Tomorrow's technology today. 4K smart TVs and the largest flat screens available. Now more than ever, you have the best seat in the world when history is made. Video Revolution. On the northwest corner, 71st and Lewis.
When I listen to music, I close my eyes and it takes me away. Anytime we bring a new speaker into the studio, we tune the speaker for the room. Every room sounds different, and every environment that the speaker goes into affects the sound of the speakers. Now you can do the same thing at home that we do in the studio. I can think of no better feeling than to close your eyes and disappear into the music.
Come here for yourself at Video Revolution.
Good to see you still with us for more Explore Tulsa. And hey, Trish, do you think my wife and I could start a business together?
Well, working with you does take some getting used to, but she's been working in the school system for several years now, so yeah, she's used to working around childishness and goofy behavior.
I knew you enjoyed it more than you let on. Now for Steve and Kim, their travels and love for cooking not only brought them together as a couple, but they're also making the most of it with their business, the OkieSpice and Trade Company.
Most people know when they come to our house they need to bring a Tagament or Prilosec because it's going to be spicy, it's going to be hot. We love to entertain. We have 7 children between the 2 of us, and so our Thanksgivings and Christmases and holidays are basically just food related.
Really love to try new and different things. Love the flavors, love the smells. I like to add it to stuff that I'm grilling. I just like to experiment with spices.
We have chili throwdowns, we have wing throwdowns. We're always creating and having our kids involved in that.
Most definitely, Kim is a good cook. She's always creating stuff and does it on the fly. She'll just get whatever we have in the refrigerator and it ends up turning out awesome.
I've wanted to do it for probably 3 or 4 years. I was ready for a change and I knew that this was something unique and there wasn't anything else around here like this, and we just didn't know if we could actually pull it off.
I have to give her the credit. This has been Kim's idea. For the most part, it's something that we both really enjoy and like.
Probably a year ago, it was last December, I sat down and kind of sketched out the logo and knew what I wanted to do, and we decided to pull the plug then and just try see if we could even get it to come together. So it's been a while in the making.
And so we were looking to try to do something different and wanted to start up a business. And this is just one of the things that, it's something that we really enjoyed together, so we thought this is it.
Whenever we met, we were fortunate enough to be able to take some trips, to take some long vacations, and we're curious people, and so we like to find the hidden treasures in a town. We like to take the back roads.
Through our travels, we've come across spice stores in different areas, and we really enjoy it. And we take those spices and go home and make something good with it.
We're always looking for stores that have the things that we like in them, whether it be cooking items or just food in general. We bring food back from every trip we go on.
As far as the items selected for the store, Kim has done all of that work herself for the most part. She's gone through and researched all of the spices. She is the cook in the family.
We cook a lot. Actually, when Steve and I met, the first thing I did after I saw his house was call my mom and tell her she should see his refrigerator because it was full, just like mine, of every condiment out there. So we basically use probably 90% of what we have in the store we do have at our house, and we've used before we even opened the store.
I dabble at it. I like to do it, but she's really the one that has the expertise in it. And so she understands a lot of these spices and how they blend together with other things.
Pearl Snap Salsa is one of the ones that we have, and they're out of Coweta, and they have a pepper farm, and they have the world's hottest natural hot sauce certified by the Scoville scale. So that's a very unique item that we have, and you actually have to sign a waiver to purchase it. So that we have hickory smoked balsamic vinegar, which is amazing as well. Our cheese, all of our cheese and our meats are produced here in Oklahoma, made in Oklahoma. Our coffee.
So, we wanted to do more than just spices. So she's gone out and found other things that go along with what we're doing, such as the Made in Oklahoma products that we sell here.
Well, we have a lot of Made in Oklahoma vendors. I would venture to say we probably have more than anyone else in this area of just strictly Made in Oklahoma products. We do have a lot of other products as well. Our Oklahoma vendors are amazing. It's been great. We've had a lot of, the people in Sand Springs are so excited. They're desperate for change. They're desperate for options here. We don't have a lot here in Sand Springs, so this is something unique. And
there's not a spice store like this anywhere in the Tulsa area. You basically have to go to Oklahoma City or to Dallas area to find one. It's been really great. to see how people have embraced this. Everybody just thinks the store is awesome.
It's very satisfying. It's nice to know that we're able to do this, that we'll hopefully be able to continue to do this and do it for several years together once Steve retires, and hopefully by that point we'll be able to travel again. At this point, we're stuck here, so no more road trips for a while.
Kim and Steve have all kinds of great gift ideas in there too, just in time for Christmas.
To find out if there's something for those on your Christmas list, look for OkieSpice and Trade Company on Facebook.
All this talk of food is starting to make me feel a little guilty.
Was it that 3 to 4 turkey sandwiches that you talked about earlier?
Something like that.
Lucky for you, we're good friends with Doctors Mark and Michelle Sherwood, and they can change your life. Next, when we return with more Explore Tulsa.
Take charge of your health. We are what we put into our bodies.
We approach medicine from a unique standpoint. Rather than treating only the symptoms of an illness, we work to find the root cause and promote wellness of the entire body.
Our clinic offers complete assessment and treatment programs, including hormone replacement therapy, osteopathic manipulative therapy, and genetic DNA testing. It all starts with a medical evaluation.
Contact us today to begin your path to wellness.
Hello again, and welcome back for more Holiday Explore Tulsa.
Now, if you're like a lot of us and all your favorite dishes or treats are so hard to resist.
Speak for yourself, but if self-control is a challenge, or maybe you're someone who just doesn't really even know what foods are best for you, then you are in luck.
That's right, because we've called on the expertise of Doctors Mark and Michelle Sherwood at the Functional Medical Institute to help us out.
Well, oftentimes people that come into the Functional Medical Institute have been everywhere. You know, they've been to the doctor that's given them 5 sets of pills or 5 different pills. They've been to the doctor that's injected their back, or they've been through surgeries and things they just haven't helped, or they're grasping at straws. You know, they're looking for an answer to get better. And they're tired of the prescription pad. They're tired of being just told that you have to live with it that way. So they want a better way for themselves, and they find themselves at the Functional Medical Institute. The Functional Medical Institute is a place where people can come to get completely well, physically, emotionally, intellectually, and spiritually.
Number one is we want to eliminate all unnecessary medication usage, which we believe that's very important. Number two, we want to eliminate and eradicate all self-imposed choice-driven diseases from the planet. And there are many of those. And the overriding mission is we want to change the world one person at a time regarding health.
So when I opened the Functional Medical Institute, it was a vision of whole body medicine. So when Dr. Mark joined me, we just took that vision and expanded upon it and made it greater. You know, when 2 become 1, it is multiplied. And that's just how it's become. We've become an institute for wellness and an institute of teaching. And it takes more than just one person. Patients need tools, they need people. And we've come together to provide that for them. And oftentimes when people walk in the door, they're coming in telling me they have a physical need, but they're broken in another way. They're either broken emotionally or they're broken spiritually. And the Functional Medical Institute, we embrace people at whatever walk of step of life that they're in, and we get to that root. And we help them unravel that root and unwind that root so they can become completely and totally well. And we help give them all of the tools that they need to live a healthy lifestyle all of their years. You know, we're not into long living unless we have a healthy, long lifespan. We're into the quality of life.
Yeah, you know, we can't control quantity, but we can control quality. And the thing that we're not seeing today in the world is quality. You know, people are living longer, yes, but are they living longer? There's nothing worse than seeing someone really die through life. You know, every day they just get closer to death. I mean, what is that? We want to give them life while they're living. And I don't control the day of their death, but all of us have control over the quality of our life and what we do with it. If you come in here, we're going to give you encouragement, we're going to give you accessibility to us, and you can bet that every day, no matter how bad you are, there's no judgment, no condemnation, but it's always going to be, let's figure this thing out and get you up there. We're going to set the bar high for you, and we're going to teach you how to jump that high. So you're going to have both ways to reach that.
So oftentimes I'll see my staff just absolutely panicked by the person that's coming in the door broken and sick and wondering, how are we going to fix this? And then they come in and they transition through the clinic, and I see that person transformed, and they walk out on the other side a completely different human being. They've got a smile. They come in with a frown, their smile's upside down, and they leave with a smile on their face, joy in their heart.
Here's what I love most about Doctors Mark and Michelle. They never make you feel bad about the food choices you've made in the past. They just set you on a course that will change your life forever.
To get started on your way to whole body healing and wellness, visit fmidr.com to learn more.
Now, what do you think of this, Trish? 2018 is when I become lean and mean fighting machine.
I mean, I guess it's got a good ring to it.
2018 is bringing back my skinny jeans. It's hammer time.
Yeah, I don't think any of us are ready for that. Stick around. There's more Explore Tulsa just ahead.
Send me some love.
Look at us. We woke up one morning with every song that ever mattered to anyone. So now what? Music's meant to be heard, out loud, where your life happens, where you dance, where you love, and where you live. When everyone has every song ever written, what matters most is how you listen.
Come hear for yourself at Video Revolution.
Be sure and join us next week on Explore Tulsa when we take a peek at some amazing Christmas lights.
Special thanks to Rhonda Bear for sharing her heartfelt story and all the great work she does in helping women find their true selves at She Brews Coffee.
Thanks too to Dave Sopart for taking a chance and bringing Tulsa some amazing ramen at the Jinya Ramen bar. Also thanks to Steve and Kim for sharing their love for spices with all of Green Country at the OkieSpice and Trade Co.
Plus thanks to Doctors Mark and Michelle Sherwood for keeping us on the right track to whole body healing and wellness at the Functional Medical Institute.
Remember, if you missed any of the show, you can always catch us at exploretulsa.com.
As always, each week we feature the people, places, and attractions that make us proud to call Tulsa our home.
And hey, don't forget to like us on Facebook and share with us someone you think Tulsa should know more about.
Plus, remember, Explore Tulsa is brought to you by Video Revolution, located on the northwest corner of 71st and Lewis.
Stop by, say hello to Ron and all the guys for all of your home entertainment needs.
And Explore Tulsa is also proudly brought to you by Dr. Robert Zollner and Associates.
Home of Tulsa's best eye care value with 2 locations, 3016 South Harvard and 69th and Memorial.
And we welcome our newest sponsors, Doctors Mark and Michelle Sherwood at 61st and Sheridan.
Remember, your journey to whole body healing and wellness begins with the Functional Medical Institute.
Well, that's all the time we have for you on this week's show, but we'll see you next week right here on Explore Tulsa.